Come Home with Me, a heartwarming tale of compassion and transformation. A cold night in the city. The streets of Karachi buzzed with the chaos of evening traffic, horns blaring under the faint glow of streetlights. A chilly breeze swept through the city, unusual for October, making pedestrians pull their shawls and jackets tighter. At the edge of a dimly lit alley near Civil Hospital, Amna sat huddled against a crumbling wall, her thin dupatta barely shielding her from the cold. At 28, she was a trained nurse, but life had been unkind. After losing her job due to hospital budget cuts and her family home to a property dispute, she found herself homeless, her dreams buried under the weight of survival. Amna clutched her worn-out bag which held her nursing certificate, a change of clothes and a half-eaten roti. She hadn't eaten properly in days and her stomach growled as she watched passers-by, none sparing her a glance. She was invisible, just another shadow in a city of millions. Across the street, a sleek black SUV pulled up near the hospital entrance. Out stepped Zain Malik, a 38-year-old single father and CEO of Malik Enterprises, a leading tech firm in Pakistan. Dressed in a tailored suit, his sharp features softened as he glanced at his phone, checking a message from his 6-year-old daughter Noor. "Papa, come home soon, I drew you a picture," it read, accompanied by a heart emoji. A faint smile crossed his lips, but his eyes were tired. Running a company and raising Noor alone since his wife's passing 3 years ago had left him stretched thin. Zain was at the hospital to visit an employee recovering from surgery. As he stepped out, his gaze landed on Amna, shivering in the alley. Something about her, perhaps the way she hugged her knees or the quiet dignity in her posture despite her ragged appearance, caught his attention. He hesitated, then walked toward her. "Assalamu alaikum," he said gently, crouching to her level. Amna flinched, startled, her eyes wary. "Are you okay? It's cold out here." Amna nodded faintly, avoiding eye contact. "I'm fine," she whispered, her voice hoarse from disuse. Zain noticed the hospital ID badge peeking out of her bag. "You work here?" he asked. "Used to," she replied, her voice barely audible. "Not anymore." Zain's heart sank. He wasn't one to meddle, but he couldn't walk away. "Do you have a place to stay tonight?" he asked. Amna shook her head, her pride warring with her desperation. Zain stood up, making a decision that surprised even himself. "Come home with me," he said. "It's not safe here and my daughter would kill me if she knew I left someone out in the cold." Amna stared, stunned. Was this man serious? She'd heard horror stories about strangers offering help, but there was something in his eyes, sincerity perhaps, or exhaustion that mirrored her own. After a long pause, she nodded, too tired to argue. Chapter 2, A New Beginning. Zain's sprawling house in Dha was a world away from the alley Amna had called home. The warmth of the living room, adorned with Noor's colorful drawings pinned to the walls, felt surreal to her. Noor, a bundle of energy with pigtails and a toothy grin, bounded toward them as they entered. "Papa, who's she?" Noor asked, eyeing Amna curiously. "This is Amna," Zain said, ruffling Noor's hair. "She's going to stay with us for a bit." Noor tilted her head. "Are you a princess? You look like one from my storybook." Amna managed a weak smile, her heart thawing at the child's innocence. Zain showed her to a guest room, insisting she rest and eat. Over a simple meal of dal and rice, Amna shared bits of her story, her nursing training, her passion for helping others, and the string of misfortunes that led her to the streets. Zain listened quietly, his respect for her resilience growing. The next morning, Zain offered Amna a job. "My company runs a health initiative for underprivileged communities," he explained. "We need someone with your skills to manage on-ground operations. It's not glamorous, but it's meaningful." Amna hesitated. Charity felt too close to pity and she'd fought hard to hold onto her dignity. But Zain's offer wasn't pity, it was opportunity. She accepted, determined to prove herself. Chapter 3, Building Bonds. Weeks turned into months and Amna thrived at Malik Enterprises. Her nursing expertise and compassion made her invaluable, and the health camps she organized brought medical care to Karachi's poorest neighborhoods. She found purpose again, her confidence slowly returning. At home, she became part of Zain and Noor's world. She helped Noor with homework, braided her hair, and even taught her how to make paper boats. Noor adored her, calling her Amna a pat and insisting she read bedtime stories. Zain, too, found himself drawn to Amna's quiet strength. Late nights working on project proposals turned into conversations about life, loss, and dreams. He admired her determination and she respected his dedication to Noor and his work. Yet both were cautious, scarred by their pasts, Zain by the loss of his wife, Amna by betrayal and hardship. One evening, during a power outage, the three sat under candlelight playing Ludo and laughing as Noor cheated shamelessly. Amna caught Zayn's eye, and for a moment the world felt still. "Thank you," she said softly, "for giving me a chance." Zayn smiled. "You gave yourself this chance, Amna, I just opened the door." Asterisk Chapter 4, A Turning Point. A year later, Amna's health camps had gained national attention, earning Malik Enterprises an award for social impact. At the ceremony, Zayn insisted Amna accept the award on stage. As she spoke about the lives they'd touched, her voice steady and eyes bright, Zayn realized he didn't just admire her, he loved her. But life wasn't done testing them. Amna's estranged brother, who'd cheated her out of her family home, reappeared, demanding her forgiveness and a share of her newfound stability. The confrontation left Amna shaken, her trust in family fractured. Zayn stood by her, offering quiet support as she navigated the pain. One rainy evening, as they sat on the balcony watching the downpour, Zayn took a deep breath. "Amna, you've changed our lives, mine and Noor's. I don't know what home felt like before you. I want you to stay, not just as a friend or colleague, but as family." Amna's heart raced. She fought her feelings for Zayn, afraid of depending on anyone again. But his words and Noor's small hand slipping into hers broke through her walls. "I'd like that," she whispered. Asterisk Chapter 5, Forever Changed Asterisk. 2 years later, Zayn and Amna married in a simple nikah ceremony, surrounded by Noor, close friends, and the community they'd served together. Amna continued leading the health initiatives, now expanded to other cities, while Zayn balanced his CEO duties with being a devoted husband and father. Noor now ate, proudly called Amna Ami, her drawings now featuring a family of 3. Their lives, once marked by loneliness and struggle, had woven together into something beautiful. Amna's journey from the streets to a home filled with love proved that kindness could spark change, and Zayn's leap of faith that cold night had transformed not just her life but his own. As they sat together one evening, Noor asleep between them, Amna leaned into Zayn. "I was lost when you found me," she said. Zayn kissed her forehead. "We found each other." Note: Ye kahani fictional hai jo dil si dil tak jadi hai, jahan insaniat or mohabbat zindagi ko battle didi hai.